transit hubs. Those three are Penn Station, Grand Central Station, and the Times Square subway complex. And for the first time, this gives the NYPD counterterrorism and transit bureaus live access to MTA cameras on platforms, at turnstiles, and at other key below-ground locations in the busiest subway hubs in the nation. It is a big step forward towards providing the NYPD more of the tools it needs to keep transit riders safe, and something that we've urged during the mayoral election campaign last year. It's also the first major installment in the upgrade to Midtown security that NYPD Commissioner Ray Kelly and I announced here last October, and expanding the scope of the Security Coordination Center, which since 2008 has monitored Lower Manhattan, to also include surveillance in real time of the area from 30th to 60th Streets, river to river. Now, networking these 500 plus transit system closed circuit cameras brings to almost 700 the number of Midtown area security cameras that now feed data to this center. They're a major component of the Midtown Manhattan Security Initiative that we announced last year, and when they're built out, the Lower Manhattan and Midtown Manhattan security initiatives will network some 3,000 public and private sector closed-circuit television cameras that will send data here for review and analysis. And in fact, we have the technological capacity to incorporate feeds to this coordination center from tens of thousands of security cameras. So we're building for the future as well. In addition, as it has since 2008, data continues to come into the center from a variety of other sources in Lower Manhattan, in addition to the hundreds of security cameras in the area. And that includes dozens of mobile license plate readers and radiological sensors, as well as information from police reports and calls to 311. They help form a security network monitored by the NYPD and other law enforcement officials and by corporate security forces. And that makes Lower Manhattan the best protected financial district on earth. As you know, we've committed up to $200 million to creating the Midtown Manhattan Security Initiative and to expanding the Lower Manhattan Security Initiative. And much of this is being done through grants from the Federal Department of Homeland Security. But make no mistake about it, we will spend whatever is necessary in federal and or city funds to protect New York, especially areas like downtown and midtown, and like our subway system, which we know terrorists regard as what they would call high-value targets. Now, we know from experience, as well as from police intelligence, this is true. The attempted May 1st car bombing in Times Square was all the proof we needed that surveillance in Midtown is vital. And it was just a year ago this week that Najibullah Zazi was arrested on charges he later pleaded guilty to in federal court in our city, and conspiring with others to carry out terrorist suicide bombings in New York City's subway system was what we had in mind. City and federal law enforcement officials agree that this is one of the most serious terror threats America has seen since 9/11. And our success in preventing it was a direct result of the comprehensive counterterrorism strategy we pursued under Commissioner Kelly's leadership for the past 8.5 years. Our investigators have disrupted a number of plots before they become operational. The NYPD's counterterrorism and intelligence divisions are universally recognized as the best in any police force in the nation, and they include NYPD investigators posted to cities around the world who work closely with their counterparts in those cities. And you can rest assured that we will continue to equip our officers with the state-of-the-art technology that will help keep New York safe from any threat arising from any quarter. On that note, let me turn the floor over to Commissioner Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No one has been more supportive of the department's use of technology than Mayor Bloomberg. The mayor has championed this facility, this location, since it was envisioned in 2005. And let me also thank Jay Waldel. We have seen tremendous cooperation from the MTA on this project, and we certainly hope that that cooperation continues. I want to also point out and credit our Director of Counterterrorism Policy and Planning, that's Jessica Tisch, who's standing over there with her boss, Richard Vidario. She's done an outstanding job of facilitating this partnership with the MTA. And I also want to thank Inspector Saldapace, who's the commander of this operation for us. Now, as of today, for the first time, the police department has instant access to hundreds of video cameras from the MTA in Times Square, in Grand Central, and Penn Station subway facilities. These cameras are trained on turnstiles, platforms, tracks, and the entrances to subway tunnels. The screen on my left shows in real time exactly what those cameras are seeing. We can zoom in on individual images and control the angle of cameras remotely from this location. We were able to incorporate the MTA's cameras in just 4 months because of the technology that's already in place here. In July, we completed a fiber optic network dedicated solely to the video feeds for our Lower Manhattan and Midtown Manhattan security initiative. That data is centrally stored and instantaneously accessible from the computers in this room. This makes it possible for us to scan recorded footage for particular objects and colors. If we're looking for a person in a red jacket, we can call up all the red jackets filmed in the last 30 days. We're also beginning to use software that identifies potentially suspicious objects or behaviors. We can program the system to alert us when a bag is left unattended, when a car drives against the flow of traffic, or when a person walks into a restricted area. As the mayor mentioned, this center is the integration point, not only for video, but for a variety of data sources. And seated here in the operations center, we have police officers reviewing this information 24 hours a day, alongside our private and public sector partners. The Lower Manhattan Security Initiative focuses on Manhattan south of Canal Street, the 1.7 square miles, which is home that we believe to be the densest concentration of financial assets and critical infrastructure in the world. These MTA cameras constitute a major addition to the Midtown component of this program, which covers 30th Street to 60th Street, and is right up there with the Lower Manhattan area when it comes to sensitive sites. At the top of the list are the subway stations at Grand Central, Times Square, and Penn Station. In May, as the mayor mentioned, Faisal Shahzad tried to